John here, Hot Rods in the Woods, working on a steering column today. So some of the problems you run into when you're working on this old stuff is mounting things. And I'll give you an example. On this pickup, if I can get around there, we go around the friggin' block. I'm so well prepared. This is what it originally looked like, and you can see that's where the fuel tank is. So the steering column actually just mounted to the floor and then was mounted to the bottom of the dashboard. Now, because of that, I don't have anything to attach to in the other car. Now, I'll show you, because I believe. So in the 28, this is the upper cover. Here is the, no, this is the top, I'm sorry. And the dash is here. And it just had a loop-de-loop with the steering column attached into the wood on this particular car. So you can kind of ignore that. But in this car, sorry for the video, but this is just the way it's got to be today. So in this car, here's the dashboard, and there was never any place to mount it. They had a couple screws in it, and I'll show you the Mickey Mouse bracket they had. This, exhaust clamp and all, was just hanging under the dashboard, and they had two little screws and bolts holding this in. It was all just wobbling around. It was loose. So here's what we're going to do to make it better. For starters, I have one of these. Really inexpensive. They're like 17, 18 bucks, 25, depending on where you get them. I'm going to mount this to the bottom of the dashboard. It will be through bolted right up into the tin here. This is the secondary one. The primary mount, I have to make a new brace for, which I'll weld here. I'll weld this to it, and I'll bolt it up here to the original lip of the old fuel tank with just a bolt and an eye locks. So that will come down with basically one of these, but with a swivel that's 4.5 inches long, and that will go around the column here. So I'll have a mount here, and I'll have a mount here. There is really no way to mount it at the floor, so that's basically what she's going to get. There's just no other choice to get it where it needs to be and to operate correctly. So, and my other project, which is going to be another fun task, is we have now built the headliner. And you can see it here. Excuse the wine box. I'm using that for ballast. Yes, my wife is a cheap date. So basically what we've done is we did this in 4 quarters. You can see by the way she brought it together in the middle that she's doing pretty good on making these patterns up and making them happen. So what we did was, in order to get the pleats, if you want to call them pleats, I don't know what you call them, we used a piece of 1/2 inch foam. Then, in order to make up for the overlap, another piece of 1/2 inch foam. It is going on a piece of board and getting glued to it, stretched out, tightened up, and then it has to attach. Let me turn that light so it's not so bright. And we'll flip this one on. Let's see how that works. Has to be attached to these wooden ribs that they put in. Now, I still have to cut all of these bolts off from where they installed the metal roof. Have to get rid of all of these drywall screws, which is just hodgepodge together, but I'll get all those cut. Then I'm going to have to put a last strip going front to back, probably 4, one on each side right next to this, like here, one on each side of the center, and then one over there to keep the weight of the headliner from drooping. And then I will use finish screws and washers to attach the headliner assembly to those last strips. Then after that's in place, then we'll go ahead and cut and design the side panels and get those ready to go too. So, hope you enjoyed this little quickie. I'll be welding and tacking and getting this into place here pretty quick. I have one minor dilemma when it comes to doing this welding, and that is that my extension cord for my welder is only 25 feet long, and I have all this stuff in the way. So a friend has lent me his tractor, which we are going to put a set of forks on so I can move this down to the upholstery shed, or the wife's she shed, whichever you want to call it. And then I'll be able to roll this car back far enough where I can get to it and get it welded up. So that's what we're doing today. Hope you're all having a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be back soon. Thanks for watching.